On October 21st, IBJ unveils the 2025 Women of Influence. Join us to celebrate Indy's most inspiring leaders and hear the powerful stories behind their success. Don't miss this moment. Register now at ibj.com/influence2025.
All eyes on the crossroads of America as Elanco Animal Health opens its new global headquarters in downtown Indianapolis, what it means for the region and the state down the road. Plus,
there are problems that we're trying to solve today in medtech that have been solved in other industries. We want to transfer that over to healthcare. It's a great opportunity.
West Coast innovation, all in on Warsaw, Indiana. Now Plug and Play expanding its reach across the state. The impact it could have on bioscience in Indiana. And
this is Rick Rutledge at the Crust Dog Show in London, England.
A well-known personality from Blackford County, repping at this year's Heartland Film Festival, all part of Indiana's role in an emerging creative arts industry. Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick, presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, and Liuna.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from downtown Indianapolis, where a new chapter in the capital city's downtown may be opening with the opening of Elanco Animal Health's new corporate campus along the banks of the White River in downtown Indy. The project on the site of the former GM stamping plant has been years in the making and not only solidifies Elanco's roots in Indiana, but also stands to potentially reshape the future of downtown Indianapolis, creating an innovation district envisioned as a global center focused on optimizing the health of people, animals, plants, and the planet. 5 years in the making, Elanco Animal Health's $200 million corporate headquarters is 6 stories of technology, innovation, and post-COVID design, 220,000 square feet of office, lab, innovation, and collaborative space built for the next generation workforce.
This has got to be a huge attractor for talent as you look going forward.
It will be. We have a big internship program, and we're planning to have one of our biggest ones next year. And you know, the building will be a big part of telling our story.
And CEO Jeff Simmons says the timing to tell that story could not be better.
We're probably one of the greatest moments in our company's history with historic innovation. We're launching 6 blockbusters right now in pet and farm animal around the world. We're growing significantly, and we're in a really great position of strength. And I also would say we've never been more relevant than we are today. When you look at pets and protein, most every home's got a pet now, and pets have never mattered more to families around the world. And protein, I mean, animal protein is booming. We've never consumed more as a society than we are today. So with that relevance comes responsibility, and this building opens up that future that we look into as a company.
But Simmons is quick to point out the gleaming headquarters building is part of a much larger vision, an emerging One Health Innovation District, a burgeoning epicenter focused on human, animal, and plant health.
This is not about the building. It's about what we are building. And we've got Purdue that's planning expansion on this site, a tech and development center that's going to be open to innovators where they can scale their manufacturing. We're going to put a vet clinic on site that's going to be somewhat like a Mayo Clinic, where people can bring the cases around the world here, and we're looking forward to that, as well as an incubator with new innovators, and we're starting to open that up here months after we open this building. To actually use this 70-acre site and to really make this an ecosystem to where innovators, academia, students, investors can all converge. And there's nothing like it that I'm aware of that can say, hey, plant health, human health, and animal health can converge, and we can actually share technology, welcome innovators. On November 13th, we'll have the first Indiana One Health Summit in this building with the presidents of the major universities, of the CEOs of the major companies, with hundreds of innovators that are bringing ideas, and we're going to show them that this is the ecosystem they need. They need this state and this district to enable and turn that idea into an innovation.
Simmons calls it a statement being sent from Indianapolis and Indiana to the world.
Look at an Eli Lilly, one of the most powerful innovators right now in human health, Corteva, leaders in plant health, Elanco on the animal health side. You got Elevance that's playing a role, but then even on the academia side, you've got 2 universities that are leading in almost every category they're in, with Purdue and IU. Moving to this city, I think the convergence of all of that happening, I think we're making a very strong statement, and done the Hoosier way. When maybe the world is divided and scattered, I see Indiana rising, uniting, and acting boldly. The world needs Indiana in it like never before, and I do think this is a small example of that in the opening of this headquarters.
As for what can be, Simmons is not shy about comparisons to North Carolina's Research Triangle Park or Kendall Square in the Boston area.
I see a lot more buildings, a lot more innovation, a lot more talent coming to this site and to this whole statewide corridor of One Health. I see a lot more logos across this site of people bringing innovation from all over the world, saying, hey, if I bring it here to Indiana, I can scale it, I can innovate it, I can get the talent around it, and then I can take it to the world's consumer.
So Elanco's $200 million corporate headquarters along the White River in downtown Indianapolis, expected to be a catalyst for future development. And there is that direct connection between this site and downtown Indianapolis. The $40 million Henry Street Bridge, which will include a 2-lane road plus walking and biking paths, will play a key role in downtown development.
Bringing thousands of employees to this area in the heart of the Valley neighborhood, but really intrinsically connected to the downtown area, is a game changer. And we're so thrilled to be able to see this investment, to look forward to the continued investment moving forward. And
speaking of downtown development, a major downtown project reached a milestone this week with a topping out ceremony for the 38-story Hilton by Signia Hotel. The hotel is a $571 million project, but when you layer in the major expansion of the nearby Indiana Convention Center, the total cost could run some $1.6 billion. It's all viewed as very key to the city's future tourism and convention business. Well, I'll be back in studio when we come back with a look at the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, what we know about a new state audit of its business dealings. We get perspective from IBJ editor and assistant publisher Leslie Weidenbender.
Challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
fast.
businesses need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions. They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Our Innovate Indiana series is on the move in October. Join us for Innovate South Bend Elkhart in South Bend, October 14th, and Innovate South Central Indiana in Bloomington, October 24th. The Innovate series is presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. Each location will feature a powerful afternoon of ideas, innovation, and insight, and what's next for each region. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Well, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, a public-private arm of the state with a mission to promote growth and investment in Indiana, is undergoing a big transformation under Indiana Governor Mike Braun. The governor ordering a forensic audit of how the IEDC conducts business, and results of that review are about to be released. The IBJ is reporting the audit did not find significant issues related to Elevate Ventures, the venture development and venture capital firm it oversees. IBJ editor and assistant publisher Leslie Weidenbender on what it could mean for the relationship between the two groups.
Now that they are working together again, you can imagine that Elevate could remain a key part of the state's structure or the state's efforts toward growing some of those Indiana businesses.
Here's what's making news around Indiana, brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors. Indiana's 21,000 realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
An update now on an important story we reported a few weeks ago about what's next for Indianapolis-based ag giant Corteva. Now, the company is confirming plans now to split its seed and pesticide businesses into separate publicly traded companies. Corteva has more than 1,500 employees in Indianapolis and raked in nearly $17 billion in revenue last year, putting it at number 5 on IBJ's list of Indiana's largest public companies. The seed and pesticide separation expected to be complete in the second half of next year. Well, the world's largest maker of construction equipment is making a major investment in Hamilton County. Caterpillar announcing plans to add its brand to Noblesville's growing Innovation Mile District. The company plans to open a motor prototyping facility in the former Borg-Warner Technical Center and employ about 24 Hoosiers. Caterpillar plans to start operations there by the end of this year. Borg-Warner closed the facility earlier in the year and relocated some workers to its operations in Kokomo. Two big name companies expanding their footprints in Indiana. FedEx opening a new $60 million distribution center in Gary that will bring about 600 new jobs to the region. And Amazon will be setting up shop in Greenfield. The company planning to build a new fulfillment center just off I-70. No word on the number of jobs or investment. Amazon operates about 24 fulfillment and delivery centers in Indiana and says it has invested some $25.5 million in the state since 2010. And Inside Indiana Business and IBJ Media taking our Innovate Indiana series to Southern Indiana this week in New Albany, where leaders gathered to explore how to move the regional economy forward. One of the region's crown jewels continues to be the River Ridge Commerce Center, 6,000 acres in all. It's now home to more than 80 businesses and nearly 20,000 jobs. And the deal pipeline is increasing.
We as a community and as an organization have been able to say, what do we really want with the growth at River Ridge? And the board of directors has put the stake in the sand and said, we want positive wages above county average that are going to help the residents who live here maintain a living wage. And that's really what this is all about. Economic growth should be for the communities that benefit from it, and that's what we're working towards.
Well, up next, we're taking our Innovate Indiana series on the road to South Bend Elkhart in northern Indiana. We'll be at South Bend's Gillespie Event Center October 14th. We'll hope to see you there. Still ahead, Indiana's life sciences ecosystem taking a big leap into the future. More on how a partnership between Plug and Play and Indiana University could be fostering global innovation.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
Plug and Play, we drive innovation, empowering the future with corporations, governments, startups, investors, and universities. Here is how we make it happen.
Well, California-based Plug and Play is expanding its presence in the Hoosier State, a move that is pushing Indiana life sciences into the spotlight with a potential game-changing partnership with the IU Launch Accelerator for Biosciences here in Indy. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta here now with more. Kylie.
Well, that's right, Gary. To Hoosiers, the name Plug and Play may sound familiar. The Silicon Valley Startup Accelerator made its Indiana debut in Warsaw's orthopedic sector last year. Then Plug and Play announced it would add a second site at IU Indianapolis. Now visionaries are fanning the flame with details about Plug and Play's newest Hoosier home.
It's a life sciences snowball in Indianapolis. First, the legacy of Lilly's corporate headquarters. Then, IU Indianapolis doubles down on the biosciences with its new IU Lab, making Indy irresistible for Plug and Play.
It's magic. We think magic could happen if we can get everybody to collaborate together.
Described as one of the most active startup accelerators and venture capital firms in the world, Plug and Play has big-name success stories, including PayPal and Dropbox. Visionaries believe the next entrepreneurial success could come from the Indianapolis site, called IU Lab Life Tech Accelerator.
And we feel we could build the bridge between Indianapolis and Silicon Valley.
The new accelerator will be at 16 Tech, inside the future IU Lab building, supported by a $138 million Lilly Endowment grant. IU Lab aims to be the front door for industry to partner with academia.
This is something that we're all in on, and we are not going to let our foot off the gas in any way. And so we are seeing extraordinary momentum in a very short amount of time. But that's because we're in a wonderful ecosystem.
But it's more than location, says Plug and Play. It's also timing. Fueled by AI expanding at warp speed, pharma and healthcare have become Plug and Play's fastest growing division, and the company will help Hoosier entrepreneurs ride the wave.
But for scalability, to scale their idea, they need funding and they need connections. And this is why we are super excited about this project in the heart of Indianapolis.
And while Plug and Play will connect Indy entrepreneurs to AI giants in the Silicon Valley,
it's so much more than the companies that are being launched, right? It's so much more. It's solutions that we need to make life better for people, to improve access to important treatments for healthcare and really to have impact in the long term on people's lives.
And Plug and Play's first cohort of startups, which Plug and Play is choosing now, they are hitting the ground running. They actually start the accelerator program this month.
Well, big coup to get Plug and Play here in Indy. Right. How unique is it for Indiana to have not one but two locations?
It's pretty unique. California, Texas, and Florida have multiple locations, but they're much bigger than Indiana. So the real draw in Indianapolis was, a big part of it was AI, because the CEO of Plug and Play is saying drug discovery is going to be faster, better, and cheaper because of AI. So it makes sense to set it here with Lilly in the background.
Will be fun to watch. Thanks, Kylie.
Time now for our Eye on Education, brought to you by PNC Bank.
Well, Fort Wayne Science Central is under new leadership for the first time in more than a decade. Mandy Mikulski just marked her first month as executive director of the Education Center. She grew up in nearby Jay County and remembers visiting a Science Central. Now she wants to help the next generation, especially girls, spark an interest in STEM.
Another thing I'm very passionate about is advocating for kiddos with autism or any type of neurodivergent need. I've really had a personal experience with that as a mother, and I've been able to see how impactful the creative therapies are and things like that. And I think museums have the unique opportunity to provide that in different ways.
Mandy tells us the organization will start working on a new strategic plan very soon. You could read our full Q&A interview by heading to our website and searching Science Central. Coming up next, adding up the value Hoosier creatives play in the Indiana economy.
Always by your side. I'll be always by your side.
Creativity should drive our approach across sectors.
And that's why today's
Indiana's most talented artists putting their heads together to advance what is already a $10 billion plus industry. More on the Creative Economy Summit when we come back.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
Education doesn't stop when you graduate, or when you land your first job, or when you get your first promotion. Because education, just like your drive to be the best, doesn't stop. We can help you continue to learn, make connections, and sharpen the skills you need to succeed. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
The challenges are real. Type 2 diabetes rising faster among Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions. They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Rutledge saying, welcome to the dog show.
People wanted their dogs in print.
Well, see, that's what I do. I find a good dog story.
Well, that's small-town Indiana journalist Rick Rutledge. He helped put dog shows on the map and on the big screen in films like Best in Show. The Blackford County native is the subject of Sincerely Rick, premiering at this year's Heartland Film Festival. Rutledge, one of many Indiana ties to Heartland, which is playing a big role in driving Indiana's creative economy forward.
Welcome to Nuremberg.
Films like Nuremberg, starring University of Evansville grad and Oscar winner Rami Malek.
Dr. Kelly, can you tell me what I'm doing here?
He couldn't say, Doc, I'm just a translator. Translator for what? We'll see.
Say stop for Deutschland!
For another Hoosier Academy Award winner, Brendan Fraser, in his role in The Whale.
I need to know that I have done one thing right with my life.
Fraser's latest film in the spotlight at the Heartland Film Festival.
Hello, Mia. I'm your father.
I hate you.
And some of Hollywood's biggest names also represented here in Indy.
Another one?
Yeah, one up. All right, Alex Novak, downstairs in 2 minutes.
That's me.
Well, you better head down there then.
Is this thing on?
I think I'm getting a divorce.
A Bradley Cooper film starring Will Arnett.
What tipped me off was that I'm living in an apartment on my own. Yeah. And my wife and kids don't live there.
And featuring a cameo appearance by Peyton Manning. Well, filmmaking an industry that will be one of the focus areas at the 3rd Indiana Creative Economy Summit. And I'm pleased to be joined by two leading advocates pushing Indiana's creative economy forward, Pattern co-founder Polina Osharov and IEDC Ready Director Jim Rawlinson. And welcome to you both to the show.
Good to be here.
Polina, I remember doing a story with you on the first summit. This is the third. You've grown. Give us an idea. We talked about $10.2 billion in economic impact from the creative class in Indiana. What does that include?
All kinds of sectors. Obviously, arts and culture is the most obvious one, but also film, music, design, architecture, print media, digital media, influencers, all of those things.
Yeah, and when you look at the summit, the upcoming summit here, what do you really try to get at with that and impact when it comes to the creative class?
So the third year means that we have had enough of a timeline to identify ourselves. So those people who are really interested in using the creative economy as an economic development tool. So a lot of the folks that are coming are really looking to be empowered with tools and quantitative and qualitative information to help them drive the creative economy in their regions and in their cities.
$10.2 billion on a statewide basis. Jim, Central Indiana is a big part of that, but it's very much a statewide thing. I know that IEDC and Ready funding studies going on all over the state of Indiana.
Yeah, Ready, we're really excited to push quality of life statewide. We're investing over $1 billion into the regions. Right now, all 15 regions statewide are going through cultural studies right now to see how arts and culture aligns with their traditional economic development plans. So we've got all 92 counties taking part in understanding arts and culture differently.
And again, you talk about it as it is an important piece of economic development, trying to keep businesses, but attracting businesses here, the whole quality of life piece comes into play.
Yeah, I mean, Ready is all about quality of life and all about attraction and retention of population at the end of the day. So what do people need in their communities to keep them here and to attract new people? And then, what can we invest into to improve quality of life for everyone?
Music is a big part of it too. Madison, Indiana, Southeast Indiana making a big push there. Do you sense Indiana, I know the Indy Chamber, I think, has been behind an effort to get that into the mix here. Where do you see music playing a role going forward?
Well, music's already playing a role. We just need to engage with the opportunity that already exist. And that means potentially some policies and some legislation that is going to support an industry and a sector that's already growing and exists. So the study that was done, that was in 2019, the strategies around music were launched in 2020, unfortunately during COVID, but we're bringing that back. We're trying to explore how we can bring those to bear so that we can continue retaining musicians and making Indianapolis and certainly Indiana a place where musicians want to come, live, work, and play.
Yeah, very quickly, the creative class includes Main Street businesses, right?
100%. Yeah. Yes. If you think about it, probably about 80% of Main Street businesses are actually creative entrepreneurs. So I'm really excited by what the state is doing about that.
Very good. The Creative Summit will be held October 13th and 14th. Fishers Arts Center. Polina Osharov, Jim Rawlinson, thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. In the spirit of Indiana's creative economy, we leave you this week with a celebration of art at Cartoon Alley in Napanee, shining a spotlight on that Northern Indiana community's connection to the nation's cartooning history.
We are bringing the power of this to this with a new IBJ Media app. For the first time ever, you'll be able to get the Indiana Lawyer, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indianapolis Business Journal all in one place wherever you go. All across the state of Indiana, IBJ Media provides the news you need to know, and we're doing it now directly to your phone. To be a part of this, you can find it on your favorite app store. Just search IBJ Media.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh,
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Curious about what's shaping law in Indiana? From court reforms and NIL rights to mental health courts and energy commissions, the Indiana Lawyer Podcast breaks down the biggest legal issues of our time. I'm your host, reporter Maura Johnson. Join me every other week for your insider guide to what matters in law and why it impacts you. Subscribe now in your favorite podcast app or at ibjpodcasts.com.
Want to give your team a real edge? The IBJ Group Plan delivers unlimited access to every story, every report, every video from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business for your whole team. Cover some or all of your employees with one simple payment. The more you add, the more you save. It's smart, it's flexible, and it saves you up to 30% off the standard rate. Already have IBJ subscribers in your office? Group up and save big. Learn more and get started now at ibj.com/group-plan.